how can you increase the value of your service having influence and being someone of influence?
Let's talk about two things you've raised there. First of all, let's talk about productized services. So, productizing a service, a couple of things to kick the process off. You give it a name, all right? Give it a name because products have names. So, for example, um, that guitar behind me is a Fender Stratocaster,
Mhm.
right? So it's made by Fender, and the word Stratocaster is stratosphere and broadcasting something to the stratosphere. So you get a sense that a Fender Stratocaster is the kind of guitar that's going to broadcast something into the stratosphere, right? And it is a iconic product. There's a Porsche 911. There is an Apple iPod or an iPhone or a iPad. It's not a tablet PC, it's an iPad. Um, so when we think about iconic products, the product starts by actually having a name. It's got a name. You've named it. So it's not like a business coaching package. It
Mhm.
is it might be the dynamic growth package. So it's got to we want to start with the name.
Mhm.
And then the next thing we want to do with it is we want to package up elements. There's going to be core elements that your business is world class at, and then there's going to be the frills, which are all the things that come with it that your business brings in from others. So if I'm running a pizza restaurant, I am not having to make the wine. I'm not having to make the salami. I'm not having to make the cheese. I'm not having to do all of those things. What I am doing is I'm putting all the ingredients on the pizza, putting it in my oven, cooking it my way using my wood fired oven. And then I'm serving it up really hot in front of the customer
Mhm.
and pouring them a glass of wine that I selected from the vineyard that I know is a great vineyard. Now, most of the ingredients are brought in from other suppliers, but I've brought them together. I've put it on the menu and I'm serving it up to the customer and making sure that they get the thing that they imagined. Now, here's what most service businesses do. Most service businesses go, "Oh, the customer wants a glass of wine. Well, we don't have a vineyard, so how could I possibly give them any wine? So I just won't serve wine because I don't own a vineyard." And then they go, "Oh, if you want wine, you go down the road and get the wine from like a shop that does wine."
Mhm.
And it's like, why are you doing that to your customers? Like, give the customer what they bloody want.
Mm.
If the customer wants the fast growth package and it includes content, copywriting, branding, design, web development, SEO, Facebook ads, Google ads, if it includes all that stuff, package it all up,
Mm.
right? So give it a name, package it up, and then the third element, and this will blow people's minds, especially if they're under 35, is create a brochure for it. Right? It could be a digital brochure that people download. Right? Create a
I
brochure.
wouldn't know much about that.
What the hell is a brochure? So a brochure is just it's like a static website that is on a page
Mhm.
and it explains what it is you're getting. So here's what you want to do. When you get a chance, you go into a BMW dealership and ask for the brochure or download the brochure off the website for the 4 Series. When when you're thinking about buying a particular new MacBook, download the spec sheet, download the actual, have a look at the brochure page for the MacBook, right? So Apple obviously do a brochure page. Their website is a series of brochures. They've got a brochure for the iPhone and a brochure for the iPad and a brochure for the MacBook. So essentially, a brochure has a few different elements. It's an overview explaining the product on a page and giving you the overview as a customer as to what this is going to do for you. And then it's the specifications. It
Mm.
tells you what's included with your pricing and your guarantees and all of that. So put it all in one place. So even if let's say you're a business coach, right? Or let's say you do podcasts. So rather than saying, "Oh, I do podcast production," right? And you know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you mean, but you know what you're talking about.
Mm.
It's like, "I do podcast production. Let me send you through the brochure for that." And I get a PDF on my email and it says, high growth podcast production, right? And and it's beautifully designed, and it says a lot of businesses are now growing with digital assets like podcasts, and they want to have a series of episodes that communicate their value in an entertaining and engaging way to their customers. We do those podcasts. We're the experts in it. We've won these awards. We've got these networks. We've got these best practices. We bring in suppliers. We help you pick the right equipment. We do all of this sort of stuff, right? Here's the specifications of what's included. Boom, 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 boom. In addition to that, as an added benefit, we send you these books about podcasting. We
Mm.
have an online portal that has some media training for anyone who's going to be on a podcast. We do some practice runs with our team to just get you comfortable with podcasting. Boom, 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 boom. It's all included, and here's the price, and here's the guarantee.
Mm.
And it's like, now, as soon as you've given it a name, packaged up all the ingredients, and stuck it in a document that looks like a product, now you've got a productized service. That's it, right? So it hasn't been that hard. You've just, you've gone through a few steps that most people don't do,
Mhm.
and now you've got a productized service.
So my mind is firing off about 400 different directions right now. So you've given me so much different ideas, right? And the reason why is because whenever I do I do frequent sales calls, like probably like a few a week or whatever, no matter where the conversation ends, it always leads with like send me the details in an email. So like we just have like a static email that goes out, but it's obviously an email, not a sexy version. Whereas I actually have a full time designer who does like some of her slide decks and whatnot. So it's basically like I could get this done and have this, and so could anybody else, right? And everybody else could
Yeah,
get to
and
this point as well. It's just it increases the value, right?
it's funny too. Well, I'll put it this way: if it was, let's say, it was currently 8,900 for the package, and then you put it on a beautifully designed PDF, and you repriced it at 9,900, an extra thousand. For some strange reason, it will feel to the customer better value at 9,900 if it's presented in a beautiful design PDF than than the 8,900 as an email, where you're recapping what it is that you do. 8,900 on email, boom, 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 will actually just
Mhm.
feel like, oh, okay, they've cobbled it all together. It feels expensive. 9,900 when it on that document, it's got some case studies, some testimonials, some awards, all of this stuff. It's like, oh, actually, this I feel like I get a lot for 10 grand here. So you'll get
Mhm.
a better conversion at a higher price.